Hey guys, what is up? It's Jamie, Forming Financial Freedom, and today we're going to be talking about bad investments, things that people buy that either are liabilities to begin with or became liabilities because they didn't really use them in the right way. To start things off, I'm actually going to talk about my own experiences, things that I have done or things that I have purchased or paid for that I did completely wrong, shouldn't have done the way I did, and had to change things later or dealt with the consequences of it. So we'll go right into my list real quick. I'm going to be looking at a piece of paper here and there. I've actually got a pretty extensive list of mistakes that I've made financially. Alright, so cable bill. I invested in cable the wrong way. I had to learn later how to fix that problem, which actually was in one of my previous videos. I'll link in the description below. I bought a new car. Buying a new car isn't necessarily a bad investment all the time. Yeah, it is. Never mind. Buying a new car is just a horrible investment all the way around. If you're gonna buy new-ish, buy used. You save a lot of money in depreciation that way. And another big rule that I didn't follow that makes it even worse is I financed a liability. A car is a liability. If you're gonna buy a car, understand that it's a liability. And don't try to cover it up like it's an asset, because it's really not. It's a horrible, horrible thing to finance. You should never finance cars, ever. And it's a big mistake that we made. We added a payment. It is what it is. It happens, you move on. That's actually one of the liability finances that I've kept. I'm gonna pay it off, and I'm never gonna do that again. I think, I'm not sure if it's Dave Ramsey or who it is that has the 3 times rule. There's a 10 times rule and a 3 times rule. The 3 times rules for financing cars in particular. If you don't have 3 times the value of that vehicle in your bank account right now, don't buy it. So if you have $1,500 in your bank account and you need a car, you're spending $500. Good luck with that, but it's the way it is. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. I invested in a business before I had my own financial platform stabilized. Didn't have any sort of stable finances, didn't have any money in savings. I just started throwing paychecks at it. That was a mistake. Shouldn't have done that. Wound up hurting me in the long run, and I'm happy about it because this channel came out of it, but that is one of the biggest reasons that I wound up getting into a situation that I really shouldn't have been in to begin with. Fast food. Oh my gosh. Fast food is the worst. It's so bad. It's expensive. It's horrible for you. In a lot of cases, and I hear the argument all the time, I've done it over and over again, it is not cheaper to go out and buy fast food than it is to go to the grocery store and make a healthy meal. Absolutely not cheaper. There's no way you can argue with me about that in the comments. In fact, I hope you do, because I'll win that one. Alright guys, from there, video games. I am actually a really big video game nerd. Sold them all. Sold every single one of them except for the ones that my daughter plays. Don't need them anymore. They don't make me money. They weren't making me money. I tried to make them make me money and it didn't happen. They were a liability. I got rid of them. TVs. Here's me being a hypocrite. I have a TV. I have 2 TVs. I have 3 TVs. Watching TV for entertainment is an issue. I'll watch YouTube on the TV, and I'm going to sit here and try to justify it in every single way that I possibly can, but you really don't need to have a TV. It is a liability. You don't make any money having a TV. You can make money having a computer, but having a TV is just... I had a lot more. I sold a lot of them. But that is an absolute liability, and it was poor investment on my part. So next in line is going to be really any entertainment item I don't use. You invest in entertainment and it's a liability because you're going to spend money on entertainment. You're not going to make money on it unless you're recording it and putting it on YouTube or some other media platform. I shouldn't just restrict it to YouTube. That's something that just comes into play. You got to have some sort of pleasure items now and then, as long as you understand that they're a liability and not an asset. That's good. And you want to spend as little on liabilities as you possibly can. So it is what it is, but it made my list. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. This one should be on everybody's list. Every single person's list. Scratch tickets. If you have ever purchased a scratch ticket, don't ever do it again. It's just a horrible, horrible buy. You should never buy one. There's actually YouTube videos. I'm going to link a YouTube video in the description below of someone buying a stupid, absorbent amount of scratch tickets and losing money. Mathematically, you lose. There's no way to win. That's it for my list. So now what I did is I went on Facebook and I actually asked you guys what on the Forming Financial Freedom Facebook page in the description below. I asked you guys what you thought your worst investments were. I got some really, really intriguing answers. I'm kind of interested to talk about the answers that I got. So we got from Jeremy from New Hampshire. His worst investment was actually a kayak. I would argue that and say that a kayak's a good investment if you use it enough, because you're gonna get fit with that. But he doesn't use it often enough, therefore it was just a poor investment on his part. Christian from New Hampshire, he is with me on the video game thing. Doesn't use them enough for them to be a reasonable liability. Mike G from Chrome Vending and Get Fit with Mike G. I'll put a link in the description for both of his channels. He has a funny one. His worst investment is the one he didn't make. That's his. And I actually laughed at that a little bit. I thought that was pretty good. Someone I've been talking to a lot lately, Bori Customs. He purchased a Chinese laser engraver. Now, I actually had to get online and look at one of these things to really see like what it was. And he says that was one of his worst investments. And that's actually an asset, which is interesting to me because it creates a product for you. So it's an asset, not necessarily a liability. In his case, I'm assuming it's a liability because something went wrong with it, or maybe it broke all the time, something along those lines. He might comment in the description below about it, or description below. He might comment below about it. Bori Customs is actually a YouTuber. He has a YouTube channel, and I will have a link to his channel in the description. I think it's video games and stuff like that. So you're welcome to go check him out as well if you like. Gambier Elder. I can't read my own handwriting. What does that tell you? Well, that tells you that I really need to work on a couple things here, doesn't it? Jeez, that was something else. Alright guys, let's get back to editing. Gambier Elder. I'll have a picture of it somewhere here. Dating a stripper is a comment I got there. Yeah, I could see how that would be a really bad investment of your time. Yep, that's a horrible one. In most cases. I don't want to say for everything, but statistically, strippers are not really a good choice, I would say. Bushman Kerr, or something like that. Opening a Facebook account. I'm going to argue with that one a little bit, because Facebook account is actually a platform that you can use to sell yourself. So if you open a Facebook account and you think that it was a waste of your time, you're using Facebook the wrong way. I think that Facebook is a valuable asset of mine. I use it often and I use it the right way. So I'm going to argue with that one a little bit and say that if you think that Facebook was a poor investment of your time, you're using it the wrong way. You're getting on there for social purposes instead of getting on there to better yourself or reach an audience. I suggest trying to reach an audience with a product or something and turn that liability into an asset. Roxanne. I'm not going to go too far into detail with this one, but Roxanne made a poor choice in marriage. I'm not going to say all marriages are liabilities, but making a poor choice in marriage is absolutely a financially bad decision and a huge waste of time. You've only got so much time in this world, right? You're born and then you die. You've only got so much time in between there to make as much of an impact as you can. And if you're going to waste it, if you're going to waste years of it on a marriage that really shouldn't have been there, you need to hold yourself accountable for that one. You need to think that through, because there's a huge amount of financial things attached to marriage in the US anyways. I'm not sure how it works in other countries. But that's the end of my list here. I thought it would be an interesting video to just kind of get out there, ask you guys a question, and tell you about myself in this question, and then go read your questions and put them in there.
And completely butcher everyone's name. Sorry about that, guys, but I really can't read my own handwriting.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Forming Financial Freedom. This is Jamie out. Remember to love life and live your dreams. Peace.